Ending this. This is the end.
Alright everyone, JB here, and we're back with another Dragon Ball Z video on the channel today. Now today, we're going to be doing our part 2 tier list. It's been about a week since the new units dropped. I think this is a good time for me to put out my personal tier list. You know, normally I wait a little bit, you know, just to see how the units are, because, you know, they can be good on paper and then not actually be good in actual games. But with that being said, just a quick mention, I am doing my giveaway. I know you guys are tired of hearing me saying this, you know, every single video. I just gotta kind of mention it for those who don't, you know what's going on. But I am doing a giveaway. Just make sure if you want to be automatically entered, comment down below. You have to be subscribed to the channel, and the full details for the giveaway will be on the community tab on the channel. So make sure you guys are checking that out. As always, if you're new around here, still leave a like on the video and join the channel. And before we go into diving down this tier list, I am also looking for some more guild members for the channel. I have about, I believe, like 20 spots available. So I will leave that down below, the code for that. And you guys, whoever wants to join, you can kind of, you know, put your request in, and then eventually I'll accept it. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our, we're gonna start from number 10 spot. That way you guys can kind of see where everyone is at from the bottom half of the top 10. So for me personally, for the number 10 spot, I am going to give that to Ultimate Gohan. You know, I believe that sounds a bit wild, since we have, you know, these different yellows in the meta, but it's just, he's probably the only purple that I can say that has a really good standalone kit. He has a ton of, you know, Vanish Restore. He has endurance going on in this kit, and then he also has I don't know how his unique gauge works. I know he has like a type, like a defense type one, and then an attack type. It switches in between, but I do know that overall he is probably one of the better purples. He has moved down the list for me personally a couple spots, but he is still in there. You know, he can still hold his own against this crazy absurd meta of all these different yellows that we have. So I believe he's deserving of that spot. You know, let me know what you guys think personally on that. You know, I'm not gonna try to, you know, give like a full breakdown for each one of these placements, but I am definitely gonna try to at least just give a little explanation. So we have the 7th through the 9th spots right here. So we're gonna start from the 7th spot, and for that I gave that to, I believe it was Rose. So yeah, you know, Rose, he's moved down a spot for me as well since the previous tier list. Here's the thing with Rose. You know, as bad as everyone's making it sound, like, you know, with how bad he is, let's be honest. You know, we all know this. I can agree with it. He has flaws in his kit. We all know it. One of the main flaws is definitely his unique gauge. Him not being able to constantly, at least, you know, frequently enough, get it restarted where he can refill it again and get more disrupt. But the good thing about that, he gets disrupt. You know, he gets disrupt in his kit. He has the endurance. He's not a bad, you know, character overall. You know, even though he's a defense type, he can still be pretty good on offense. He just feels a little bit more like all around it. You know, he's not supposed to be too much of a damage dealer. But even though he's a defense type, I know a lot of people are like, well, he doesn't take hits too well because, you know, we got all these red characters in the meta. Yeah, that's okay. But at the same time, you know, he also has, he's canceling upgrades and buff effects. A lot of these characters you see in the top 10, they're going to be doing that. You know, and that is very key, because if someone rushes or they pop an ultimate that has endurance, you know, killing effect on it, guess what? It doesn't count because he's canceling those effects and all that. So overall, I feel like Rose, yeah, you know, he has flaws in his kits. There's definitely some, I think people get it kind of twisted, right? Even though he's a defense type, right? He's supposed to have some type of sustainability, which he kind of does. He has the endurance, that's one. He has the you know, his unique gauge where he's killing like he's killing cards. And I think the thing is, it just, he's not able to consistently get it. And then I don't know if he kills cards when he tags in on cover change. I believe he does. I can't, just say it right off the bat. But if he does, then that's another part of his kit. He has some type of, just stopping combos, because that's one of the biggest things, especially for like all these units that can combo and combo and combo. So it's insane. But I think for me personally, I'm gonna leave him right there. If it's a higher star Rose, you can definitely push him up, probably into like number 6 spot, or maybe the top 5. It depends. Everyone has a different tier list. So we got number 8 coming up. I am gonna give that. It's gonna be a bit surprising for some people. I'm gonna give that a Sort of Hope Trunks. Now, the reason why I'm putting him there is, let's be honest. When this guy first released, he was good. When he got his Zenkai, he was good. He just got his plat equip not too long ago. So right now, Trunks is 3 for 3. Same thing with him. With his additional, with him getting his plat equip, his green card is definitely better, because he's getting, I believe, he cancels buff effects on it, I believe, and then he also gets color change notification. His unique gauge, kind of similar to Rose's. Once it fills up, it has that it's killing cards, it's killing key, so it has that to be able to stop combos and everything. He also has endurance on top of that. And for a blue unit that's in a meta where we have some pretty solid greens, with Vegito, with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and it's just like, he's definitely one of those few blues, I would say, that can hold their own with taking hits and also being able to deal some really good damage. His stats are pretty insane once you Zenkai him and everything. And his plat equip just throws the icing on top. He's already future. You can run him on future. You got hybrids if you want to run him on that. I could say Vegeta Clan, isn't really in the best spot, but that would probably be like your last option. But future is definitely up. You got some options. You can run him with both Rose and Vegeta right here. Those are some options. You also have Mai. She has some good things going in her kit as well. A little bit of support in her kit is, thrown on top of that. But yeah, Trunks, I feel like he is deserving of top 10. If you have him, you probably know what I'm talking about. He has all these things in his kit, and he also gets cards reloaded on his green card, so you get a full hand pretty much on top of popping a green card. And yeah, not much really else to be said. Like I said, he has something similar to what Rose has. He has like, he's killing cards and key on his unique gauge. He has the endurance. He's given also like mini support in this kit somewhere if you're running him alongside, I believe it's Future, Hybrids, and Vegeta Clan. So you also give him some buffs, some mini buffs to your teammates as well. So that's something, if you want to, you could definitely probably move him to the 9th spot. Because who I'm placing in 9th spot, I am going to give that to Tamagami 3. This might, this might be surprising to some people. Oh wow, he's top 3. I'm not top 3, but he's in the top 10 with all these, yellows going around in the meta. Then it's the same thing with him. I feel like with Tamagami 3, his kit is, I can't say it's better than Rose's, but it has some gimmicks in it that it's built a little bit better. He's also canceling buff effects. If you run him, I think it's with Daima. I don't know if it's a different tag, but I know it definitely says Daima. So his best partner will be Daima Goku to run him alongside. So he has that going on. He's also, he has some pretty good sustainability. He's constantly restoring health. Once he gets to that 50% or below mark, I think he restores it about 3 times. And he has some other things in his gimmick where he's destroying cards. I don't know what else he has. He has something else. I'm trying to remember what it is specifically, but he does restore health. He's destroying cards. He's taking away buff effects. Because buff effects now, it's become so, like a must needed thing. Because you have all these different units that's killing endurance, on either their ultimates, their blue cards, or just naturally, just killing endurance from just being on the battlefield. So he's also doing that. He also has something going on with Dragon Balls. He's getting buff effects from however many Jesus Christ, however many Dragon Balls you have, and it just he's overall just solid character. He tanks pretty well, from what I've seen. And obviously, it's like I said, he's in a meta where it's kind of iffy for yellow units because there's also a good amount of solid just red units out there, you know, with the addition of Diamond Goku. So it's not like he is in the worst meta, but at the same time you have to be wary of those yellow units. But he has good sustainability. He has some good gimmicks in his kit. Like I said, his best partner will be Diamond Goku. So just, you know, you have those two, make sure you're running them alongside each other. But coming in, we have the fourth spot to the sixth spot. Now coming in at number 4, I am going to give that to, we're going to give that to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, as like I said, you know, this guy, for a lot of people, he definitely feels like Vegeta Blue. You know, a lot of things in his kit is very, very similar to Vegeta Blue. And one thing I do like about his character, now the only thing that I can say that I like about him is he does have some disrupt, where whenever you're attacking in with him, he's destroying cards. He's increasing the card cost for your enemy's cards. He's also restoring Vanish, I believe. I believe that's only when you transform with him, but you have to have his unique gates, you know, refilled up. But he's also restoring Vanish on his green cards. So long as you're hitting those green cards against your enemy, I think he restores like 70-80%. It's around there. But he's restoring that. He's like Vegeta, like I said, he's a combo machine. You're combo forever. He's one of those units where if you let him, you know, you don't have any type of character that has like disrupt where they're killing cards on cover change or they're taking away key. You're not gonna slow him down, you know, not that much. He what else? Because, you know, I don't want to give like a full dive explanation, but I do know like the simple gimmicks of his kit. Now it's like I said, he combos a lot. His unique gauge, you want to try to have that filled before he transforms, because you get like the full benefits of that. You get like a full hand once you transform. You're getting some more Vanish, and overall, you know, he's solid. You know, he definitely takes hits. He doesn't take hits as well as Vegito does, I would say, but he's not that bad. You know, he definitely deserves to be in the top 5 personally for me. Now let me know what you guys think on that, right? Would you change it out? Would you put him lower? Would you put him higher? Because I think overall, so far we're looking pretty good on the tier list. We have number 5 coming up. I am going to probably do that to Turles. I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, we got all these greens in the middle, and we have Diamond Goku. I have him at number 6. But here's the thing, hear me out. Now, these two, I would say, are definitely interchangeable with the placement. And they're a little bit similar because Turles, right? He doesn't really have like a sole team you can put him on. Because Solid's from the movies. You know, that was one of his teams. You have powerful opponent. Yes, you can run him with, you know, with Rose, but the thing is, it just, you know, who else are you going to put on that team for powerful opponent? You know, you probably could put Omega. You probably could put, you know, someone else that's not on this list that I have. But, you know, he doesn't have like a sole team that he feels where he can, you know, just be really good on. Because most of the time, people are running this guy in the leader slot. So overall, he is still one of the better blues out there. Like I said, something similar to what Trunks has. He's able to take some pretty good hits. He has some, you know, sustainability going on in this kit. You know, he's taking away key. He's taking away cards and all that. He's constantly restoring health. That's one of his main gimmicks. And, you know, obviously he has the combat where he just feels really, really good. You know, once he gets that combat pop, he's taking away your Rise and Rush, I believe, some key. He's killing away your Vanish. The only thing that sucks, it doesn't lock you in, I believe, like what Super 17 does whenever he pops his green. That's the only thing that's the downside of it, you know, because if your enemy can switch out, then obviously, you know, it's not gonna be worth it. So you gotta kind of like, you know, I would say just trying to get in the right situation. You know, I don't know why. Your boy had a brain lad right there. But you have Diamond Goku, who, like I said, is interchangeable with these two. Because overall, you know, Diamond Goku, he's a damage machine. This guy gets so much damage, it's insane. You know, and one thing that all these units have in common, they're all canceling buff effects. Diamond Goku does it as well. And he's getting so much damage. He's getting damage based off of your enemy popping green cards. constantly, and he also gets damage from him popping green cards, and it's insane. You know, he hits pretty hard. Same thing situation for him. He doesn't really have like a soul team because Daima isn't fully a good team just yet. Because realistically speaking, you only have him and Tamadami 3. You know, it's not a full team that you can just run and be like, oh well, you know, you can run this in high rank PvP, the top PvP. So, you know, he has some family, he has Stain, but he doesn't really have his soul team that you could put him on, and the synergy is just really good. But that's not me saying that you can't put him on, you know, some of those teams and he wouldn't be good. Because you could probably pair him up with, let's say, if you want to pair him up with Ultimate Gohan, that Sun family right there. Or you can, same thing with this Goku right here. You can pair him up. He still would perform overall solid. It's just that he doesn't have a team where you can put him on, and the synergy is just really, really good. You know, they all work together really good. So that's kind of how I feel for him. You know, there's not too many blue units in the meta that's threatening. You know, you do have Trunks. You got Turles, who I see occasionally now. But besides that, you know, he's really good. Not much to put on it because I didn't pull him. You know, I played against him in PvP, but I didn't pull him since I didn't summon on his banner. So, but I do know that he's really good. He's definitely a damage machine. So, got the number 1 spot. We're going to just throw all these guys right here. Because, you know, this is an argument right here. With Vegeta and Vegito at the number 1 spot. Same situation for them. It is interchangeable, I would say. It's definitely interchangeable because on the other hand, you got Majin Vegeta. This guy pops a green card, he gets cards, he gets cover null, basically, you know, all over again. He has the AoE green, which is already one of the more annoying green cards in the game. You know, he has a counter, which he has a lot going on for him. He also has endurance on top of that. And he also has the lock-in on his ultimate. So it's, you know, it's definitely close. And you know, and I would say that realistically speaking, Vegito is better. I would say currently, you know, just because of the fact that he does counter, you know, like the auto counters and all that. And then at the same time, when you look at their kits, I mean, Majin Vegeta has all these different things going on for his kit, but Vegito currently right now, I feel like has a slight advantage, you know. And then you can also pair Vegito with Gotenks, you know, who's already a red. He also has endurance, so it's just like, you know, Vegito, same thing with him. He's similar to Super Saiyan 3. He's comboing and comboing and comboing. He also restores Vanish on his main ability twice. You have that going on for him. And then you also have, I'm trying to think what else he had. It was something else I'm trying to think of. But he also, he takes hits a little bit better than Super Saiyan 3. That's what I was talking about earlier. Because he is powering down your enemies, their strikes, their blasts, their blues, you know, their ultimates. He's also canceling buff effects. So, you know, he's powering down those arts cards, which definitely helps, because that's something you see in a lot of like support units, defense type units, for that better sustainability. But he has a lot going on. He's able to restore Vanish twice on his main, and he's just a combo machine. He's one of those units that I talked about earlier, where if you don't have no type of unit that can kind of disrupt them from comboing and comboing for 10 timer counts, 15 timer counts straight, they're gonna keep comboing, you know, because once he pops his green card, he's getting even more cards on top of that, and, you know, even more damage. So it's like, you know, it's just insane. Because you can run this guy on like Fusion Warriors. What else? You have Future, you have God Key. So he has a couple of good solid teams. You have Trunks right here. You can definitely run him on with Future. Like I said, his best partner, if you're running him on Future, is definitely Goku Black. And you also have Fusion Warriors. You know, Fusion Warriors is in a, I can say it's still in a solid spot. You know, you still have Gotenks as well. Yeah, Vegeta Blue, not Vegeta Blue, but Super Vegito. And, you know, it's the same thing with Gotenks. He just feels overall like a solid character. He's definitely his best partner if you want to run him on, let's say, Majin Buu Saga or, you know, Fusion Warriors. These top 3 right here, you can run these top 3, and I can tell you right now, it's definitely a dangerous team. You have a, you know, because Gotenks, he has endurance, so you basically have 2 units with with endurance, right? Same thing with Gotenks. He has his ult hits pretty hard itself. He's also able to restore Vanish on his green card a lot. So that's something similar that, you know, these two right here have, because they're able to restore Vanish a lot. Overall, he has some good damage. Because when he first released, you know, he didn't have some of these options that he has now that you can run on different teams. You also have hybrids. You can run them on hybrids. There's another team option. You know, you have Majin Buu Saga, you have Fusion Warriors, you have hybrids. Those are some of the better teams right now currently in the meta. So, you know, he just feels overall good, and he's a red. He's one of the better reds to counter all these, you know, these yellows. And, you know, I just really feel like this is what a lot of people will see. You know, you see these top, I would say at least these top sets right here. You see these a lot. You see these characters a lot. There are some other characters down here, like I mentioned, in the other spots. You'll see these guys a lot too as well. But at the end of the day, these are the teams you're going to see a lot if you're in high rank PvP. One of these characters are going to be on those teams. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, like I said, Gotenks is sort of similar. You know, he has some gimmicks in his kit as well. Him having endurance on top of everything he already has just makes him even more valuable. You know, so it's like I said, you know, because honorable mentions, there isn't a certain like spot or place I would put these guys in, but this is kind of how I would have it. You know, just have all 5 of these guys as the honorable mentions, because, you know, when you look at this, I'm not going to explain it all, but, you know, Triku, he's one of the ones that I definitely had in the top 10 the last time that we had this list. The thing is with him, he's probably the worst yellow out of all these yellows that you see currently in the meta. He's definitely the worst out of them. He already doesn't have endurance. Yes, he has, you know, he's taking away buff effects. He has the green card, you know, mechanic where he's constantly restoring that, you know, that Vanish. And then he also has something going on where he's restoring health a lot, you know, but he doesn't have endurance. And let's just say you run into this guy. And like I said, this guy has anti-endurance just from existing on the battlefield, especially once he transforms. And every time he enters the battlefield, he has anti-endurance. So, you know, unless you have like these characters like I mentioned that has the effect to cancel buff effects whenever they pop, like a Rising Rush, an ultimate, a blue card, you know, or you have, like, let's say like Indestructible, like Omega, it's not gonna, you know, your unit is dead at that point because he has an anti-endurance. So, you know, Triku just feels a little bit worse. Vegito, it's the same situation. He's still a solid unit overall, but all these units you see in the top 10, they have some form of canceling those buff effects, you know. So if they have endurance, you know, you're taking away a life essentially, you know, with him being able to rush you, and it's a guaranteed win. But, you know, you got these green units in another, you know, he's starting to not be as reliable, but he still is reliable. So yeah, same thing for the rest of these guys. You know, Shin just overall feels like a really good, you know, support unit with his individual stuff that he has in his kit. He's able to kill cards on tag in. He has paralysis on his ultimate. That's always a good one. He has some mini support as well. He has mini support from just using cards, from going on standby, and then I think he also has some death buffs. So he has a lot of things going on in this kit that he provides, and he's also locking up your strike cards, you know. So you see a lot of these characters. There are some ranged characters, but there is definitely a lot of melee type characters. So that's also, you know, that's a plus. Omega, you know, it's like I said, Omega, it's either you run him on powerful opponent or Fusion Warrior. GT isn't in the best standing, so you can't really run him on that, you know. And it just feels like on those teams, you know, for those options, there's a couple more better options, you know. So you know, you got green, you got Vegito, he's the better option, you know. Powerful opponent, I mean, you can run him with Turles. You have Goku Black here. Oops, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, you have Goku Black here, and then it just, you know, he doesn't really have much right now to offer. Yes, he has the Indestructible, but I can definitely say that you got all these units, you know, with endurance, with all these different other effects. And then you also have these combo, you know, these combo gods. You know, you got this guy, you got Majin Vegeta, you got Gotenks, you got this guy. They're able to combo for so long that, you know, they're probably able to farm up a rush by then. So by the time you know, get your health back, they can probably rush you. You know, they can rush you, they can do something else. But yeah, he just feels like the worst. Similar to what Chiku is, he just feels like the latter option, the last option you would pick if you don't have any of these characters to use on powerful opponent, fusion warriors. But this is like I said, you know, but that is kind of what the honorable mention is going to be like. That is, you know, there's no certain place I'm going to put these guys, but that's definitely where I will put these guys, these 5 right here. That's personally what I think. And I think, you know, this top 10 was definitely, it's not bad. You know, let me know what you guys think personally. Would you put these guys at different spots? You know, I know everyone has their own personal opinions. I would love to hear them. Which, you know, characters would you put? What ones would you switch around? And yeah, you guys just have to excuse your boy. You know, I know I've been stuttering a little bit. It's pretty early for me. So yeah, with that being said, remember, like I mentioned earlier, giveaway. The goal is 5,400 subscribers. You guys have them to the end of this month. And the full details, that is in the community tab and everything. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, you know. With that being said, as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.